Yo guys, what's going on? It's Iron Gamer, and today I'll be showing you my top 10 primary weapons that you will be able to use in Warframe, and which is most recommended for each category. You will see from shotguns to rifles to sniper rifles as well. So before we get into the video, please make sure to subscribe, like and comment. Also, let me know what your favorite weapon is in Warframe. And that being said, let's get into the video. So first we have the Amprex. The Amprex rifle produces a continuous beam of high voltage electricity which demolishes its path. The electricity damage is most effective against machinery and robotics with its high status chance. In addition to the heavy calibers, accuracy reduction is quite minimal on this weapon. Also point strike and vital sense is ideal for critical focus builds. It consumes a 0.5 ammo per tick of damage with multi-shots hitting enemies at all directions. However, this weapon does have its drawbacks. It is least effective against alloy armor, which particularly mod categories such as Slash or Impact can't help with this. In addition, it also has its slow reload speed, and having a high rate of fire with a normal base damage, it would be recommended to use a rifle ammo mutation. But overall, this Copper's beam rifle is one to consider. The Arcoplasma. This shotgun fires highly damaging pulses of radiation with a guaranteed impact proc. It has a high status chance with punch through against enemies that are 3 meters away. It's highly effective in tearing apart large groups of enemies. It's very effective against alloy armor, robotics and infested sinew. Magazine size and ammo efficiency is very good with this weapon, with its low zoom making wide shots while aiming much easier to use. However, it's less effective against shields, infested and fossilized, with low critical multipliers and a no bonus added to headshots. In addition, it also has a 2.8 second reload speed. Looking for a rifle that isn't alarming as the Bolter or Karuk? Then look no further than the Bazzer. The Bazzer is a silenced weapon with high rapid fire and has its high critical chance and high critical multiplier, while maintaining extreme accuracy at the cost of a medium range damage fall off. It's most effective against armor and shields with such a high accuracy per shot, even at full auto. However, it has a low status chance with its linear damage fall off being a concerning factor. Now, Dread is a deadly hunting bow that fires bladed arrows, which is also known as the Stalker's main weapon. It has a high slash damage and it has one of the highest critical chances as well as having a high status chance. It's the only bow that is primarily focused on having slash damage with pinpoint accuracy. However, it has a low impact and low puncture damage, and it's less effective against shields and armor. In addition to arrows having time travel. However, it's very recommended to max out the point strike, as the critical chance of the Dread will increase to 125%. In addition, having the Hunter's Munition, it can boost the critical chance as well. Overall, this Dread is highly recommended as the best bow in Warframe to use. The Heck, probably known as being the best weapon for beginning/starting players in Warframe. It's a powerful shotgun firing shots at a tight spread, making it efficient at medium range as long as a strong recoil is maintained. It has a high puncture damage and is most effective against armor, and in addition to its high status chance as well. However, there is a low impact and slash damage, and is less effective against shields and flesh. There is linear damage fall off from 100% to 20%, with a low critical chance and a high recoil as well. The mods used on this weapon should be focused mainly on the rate of fire and reload speed due to the Heck having a low magazine size. The blood red variant of the destructive flamethrower, Ignis Wraith, has an improved critical chance, status chance and magazine size than the previous Ignis flamethrower. This is a heat weapon, so it's being most effective against cloned flesh, infested and infested flesh. It has a good critical chance, high critical multiplier and a very high status chance. It also has pinpoint accuracy, consuming 0.5 ammo per tick of damage. However, the heat damage is less effective against proto shields with a limited beam range of 27 meters. This weapon is designed to deal with crowds spreading low damage but hitting enemies in its range. It's quite similar to the Amprex, but overall this weapon is really good flamethrower to use. Now we have the Rubico Prime, which is a sniper rifle dealing high damage, critical chance, status chance, fire rate and reload speed. However, there is a reduction in its zoom. This primarily deals impact damage and is most effective against shields and has the highest critical chance out of all the sniper rifles in the game. However, there is a low puncture and slash damage and is less effective against armor and health. There is a linear damage fall off from 100% to 50% from 400 meters to 600 meters. However though, it only requires one single shot to activate its shot counter combo, giving a 1.5 total damage after the first shot and then 2 after the second shot, and this will ramp up each time you take a shot with the shot combo counter. The Tiburon Prime is a select fire prime version of the 3-round burst rifle of the Tiburon. It features higher stats with alternative fires being burst, semi-auto and full auto. It's most effective against all factions, Sentient and Shadow Stalker, where the burst and semi-auto modes have a very high critical chance and the full auto has a higher status chance. All modes have a very high critical multiplier and a high status. It's like having 3 weapons in one really. The burst mode can sometimes be less linear efficient, full auto has a higher recoil compared to other modes, and the semi-auto has the lowest damage of all the semi-automatic rifles in the game. Overall, this is a well suited to a critical status hybrid build, and is known as one of the best weapons in Warframe. The Tigris Prime features the second highest base damage of any Archon weapon, balanced out by its low magazine size and damage fall off. This weapon is primarily a slash weapon with the highest slash damage of all weapons in the game, being most effective against health. It has a very high status chance with a unique trigger type that allows 2 rapid shots against tough targets or a careful shot management against many weaker targets. It has a fairly fast reload speed and an efficient ammunition economy. However, it does have a low impact and puncture damage and is less effective against shields and armor. The linear damage fall off is from 100% to 51.28%, from 10 meters to 20 meters. In addition, it has a low critical chance. However, but if you aim down sights, it makes the weapon more effective at medium range. Overall, this weapon is a really good weapon to use, and I really recommend you get this weapon. And finally, we have the Tsar, which unloads a barrage of explosives or a huge shot of flak from the cannon's barrel. It's primarily a blast weapon with high puncture and good impact damage in barrage mode, being most effective against armor and shield, whereas the cannon mode is most effective against fossilized and machinery. The weapon has a good critical chance, high critical multiplier and a good status chance. It has pinpoint accuracy with large ammo reserves, reloading 1 cannon at a ball at a time. Cannon mode is less effective against ferrite armor and infested sinew, where it cannot deal damage of slash or puncture. So the barrage mode works more in a shotgun-like pattern, shooting 10 pellets in a wide shot spread. Whereas the cannon mode shoots an explosive projectile that explodes, dealing 175 blast damage. And that's the end of the video, guys. Please make sure to subscribe, like and comment. Also let me know what your favourite weapon, Warframe weapon is, and also what you want me to do next. Any recommendations you want me to suggest, let me know in the comments. And yeah, take care guys, and peace.